Before Darwin, Russell Wallace and Attenborough, the natural world was a complex and mysterious place. But as man evolved, we started to question our surroundings. Why is this here? What does this do? And most importantly, where did this come from? Many civilizations pointed to the gods for an answer and crafted stories about the origins of Earth and all that lies within. This video is part 1 of the series where I will be looking at how the ancient Greeks perceived the natural world, for a selection of mythological tales starting with the stories involving insects which surrounded them. On the day of the wedding of Zeus and Hera, a competition was held. Whoever could create the best wedding dish would be granted whatever they pleased from the king of the gods himself. Beings and creatures from all corners of the world partook in this affair. When Zeus and Hera began tasting the vast amount of different foods, they came across a small pot filled with an amber-coloured and sweet-smelling nectar. The gods were amazed by the flavour of this sweet substance, and instantly declared the creator the winner of the whole competition. Zeus called out to the victor to come forward, and to everyone's surprise, a small nymph called Melissa flew up to the podium. Zeus leant forward and asked Melissa what she would like in return for winning. Melissa explained how difficult it was to collect nectar from flower to flower, as she was only small and could only travel and carry so much. She continued to explain how after a long and tiring day of collecting the nectar, other nymphs and creatures would come and steal it from her. Zeus would present her with a weapon, one which would be fatal to those she used it on. Zeus was furious at the thought that she would want to inflict harm to anyone wanting to try the nectar, and declared that it should be shared with everyone. To help her keep up with demand, she was given an army of workers at her disposal. Melissa was annoyed with this outcome, and insisted that she wanted the weapon she wished for. This only infuriated Zeus even more, and in response granted Melissa and her workers a barbed stinger. However, the stinger was only fatal to those who used it. If the wielder chose to attack, they would be torn in half, ending their life in a matter of seconds. Arachne was highly gifted in the art of weaving, so gifted that people from distant lands would gather around to watch her work. As word of her skill spread, people started to believe that Athena, the goddess of wisdom and master of weaving, must have trained her. This annoyed Arachne, as she was not being recognised for her hard work and natural skills. Arachne began to proclaim that she is far more superior than Athena in the art of weaving. When the goddess heard of Arachne's bold claims, she was intrigued and decided to test the mortal. Athena disguised herself as an old woman and warned Arachne of a mockery to the gods. But Arachne was not fazed by this, and said to the old woman that she would challenge Athena herself to a contest to prove that she is the superior weaver, and that if she lost, she would accept any punishment that Athena would decide for her. Athena revealed her true form and accepted the mortal's challenge, and so the contest began. Athena at her loom, Arachne at hers, weaving each thread with grace and determination to outdo the other. Athena was first to reveal her work. She wove a perfect tapestry with scenes from the history of the gods, particularly her contest with Poseidon, which led to the people of Athens naming their city after her. On each of the corners she depicted humans being punished for defying the gods, whereas Arachne depicted scenes of the imperfections of the gods. She notably portrayed Zeus and his string of many infidelities. Athena was furious at what she had seen, and tore the tapestry in two. She punished Arachne for defying and questioning the supremacy of the gods by transforming her into a spider, and proclaimed that Arachne and all of her descendants would forever hang from the threads of their own loom. Mortals of exceptional beauty were known to catch the eye of the gods, and Tithonus was no exception. Once Eos, the goddess of dawn, laid eyes on the young prince, she instantly fell in love. Eos pursued Tithonus and took him to Ethiopia, where she bore him 2 children, Amyphon and Memnon. Eos adored Tithonus so much that the thought of living without him was unbearable. She decided to plead to Zeus to grant Tithonus with eternal life, and to her pleasure Zeus agreed to her demands. However, Eos did not ask for her love to be granted with eternal youth, and so she watched her husband grow old and wither with age. Tithonus continued to age and wither away to the point that he could no longer move his arms and legs. Not only did his body wither, but also his mind, so much so that all he could do was continuously babble nonsense. Eventually, Tithonus withered into a cicada, crying out for death to end his eternal suffering. In one of the many stories of Zeus's infidelities, he took form of an eagle and abducted the beautiful Aegina, flying her to an island near Attica, where he had his way with her, leading to the birth of their son, Aeacus, who became king of the island. The queen of the gods Hera was furious when she heard word of Zeus and his persistent lust, and even more so when she found out the island was renamed after his lover. In the peak of her fury, Hera sent a plague to kill all of the people on the island. Fortunately, being the son of Zeus, King Aeacus survived the plague and was left ruling over a deserted island. Aeacus was lost and unsure on how to repopulate his kingdom, so he looked to his father for an answer. As the ants of the island were one of the few living things left unaffected by Hera's attack, Zeus responded by transforming them into a race of people known as the Myrmidons. Due to their ant origins, they were fierce and hardy beings who were extremely loyal to their leader. As a reminder of their past, the Myrmidons wore brown armour and became famous for their combat skills throughout ancient Greece.